Hi my beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I've got a very important topic to share with you guys, and it's all about how to apply eyeshadow like a pro, especially for beginners, because I know how difficult you guys, like when I started applying makeup newly, applying my eyeshadow was one of the most difficult aspects of applying makeup that I just couldn't do it. I found it so hard to do, especially knowing what to go into my eyes with when it comes to like the textures, what you're supposed to apply like on your lid, on your crease, on your brow bone. I was just totally lost. It was very difficult for me to be able to coordinate my colors and everything. So yeah, in today's video I decided to just sit down and chat with you guys, and just share my tips and tricks on how to apply your eyeshadow, how to blend it, how to just make it look so professionally done. Yeah, you guys, I hope you all find this video helpful, and don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up and also help me share this video. And if you want to see my tips and tricks on how to blend eyeshadow like a pro, then definitely keep on watching. So when we're talking about applying eyeshadow like a pro, the very first thing that comes to heart is a primer. You need some type of a base. You need to lay down a base first. It's kind of building a house. You need your foundation before other things. So you need a base, and when I'm talking about a base, I'm talking of a primer, like something you have to put down on your eyes first before you then go in with your eyeshadow. Before you go in with your eyeshadow, applying primers on your eyelid is very important, because not only does it help to give you the exact color payoff of your eyeshadow, it also helps to kind of cancel out the natural shadow on your eyes. As you all can see, like we have some natural shadow. Like right now I have my foundation on, so you guys are not able to see it, but let's assume I didn't have a foundation on. When you look at your eyes, you will notice you have some natural highlights and shadows on your eyes, especially like on your lid, your crease, and like towards your brow bone. So we all have that shade on our eyes. So primers helps to cancel out any shadow or shades on your eyes and give you kind of a flat new canvas for you to work with. And of course, out there we have a lot of primers, but the primer I always gravitate towards using is this one right here, and it's from MAC, and this one is called Laying Low. As you all can see, it has kind of a natural color to it. I start from my eyelid and then blend it up into my crease and a little bit above the crease. You can also use your concealer to like even out your eyes or your eyelids before you go in with your eyeshadows. Brushes are the next step when we're talking about applying eyeshadow like a pro, because for me I feel like even before the shadows, the brushes are the most important aspect of applying your eyeshadow, because a brush, a particular brush you use can either make or break your eyeshadow application. You need basically 4 main brushes for applying your eyeshadow, and the first one is a blending brush, the second one is kind of a crease brush, the third one is a flat lid brush, and then you need kind of a smaller fluffy detailed brush that can go into your outer V. That is the brushes we use for smoking out our outer V. So moving on, the brushes I have here are my blending brushes, you guys, and these are like my go-to blending brushes. Like I can't do without these brushes right here. And looking at these brushes, you notice they have one thing in common. These are like the basic blending brushes we have out there, and one thing they all have in common is the fact that they are very packed and tapered. Like they are very dense and tapered. This is exactly how, this is an easy way to fill out a blending brush. Like just touching it, you will notice it's like it bounces off your finger. So this one right here is the Ruby Kisses tapered blending brush. And then the next brush I have here is the Sigma E40. This right here is one of my favorite brushes. Like it gets right into your sockets and it helps a lot with blending out your eyeshadow. And then I have another brush right here, and this one is the Zoeva 221 Luxe Soft Crease brush. So these two are from Juvia's Place. Beautiful brushes, ideal for blending out your shadows. So when buying your eyeshadow palettes, the main thing you have to bear at the back of your mind is to make sure that the palette has your basic textures. As you all can see with this palette right here, we have 1 2 3 4, we have 4 8 12 16, we have like 16 eyeshadows right here. But then if you guys look, you can see that this right here is a matte shadow. I have this one, it's a matte shadow. I have this one, I have this one, is a matte shadow. So this right here, like looking at this palette right here, I can just looking at it just roughly like this, I already can see like 10 different looks I can create with this palette, you know. But the main thing that would always be in that look is my matte shadows, because as you all can see, like I need my matte shadows to be able to blend out, like, you know, to make everything flow and layer properly. And then we have, you know, some shimmer shadows, we have some kind of frosty ones too, we have some glittery ones too. So this palette right here is just a clear example of what I'm talking about. So when I'm buying my eyeshadow palettes, these are what I look at first before even buying an eyeshadow palette. I need to make sure they have, you know, some matte shadows that are going to make it easier for me to blend out. As a beginner, these are the necessary things you need to look into when buying an eyeshadow palette. The very first shadow I'm going to pick up is this one right here, and this one is called Nana. It's kind of a very nice warm brown you know, eyeshadow. And also when applying your shadows, you want to make sure that whatever transitional shade you're using, like the very first eyeshadow you're supposed to use on your eyes is called a transitional shade. That is kind of an eyeshadow that is very, very close to your natural skin tone, and once you pick it up, especially when you're starting out, you want to go ahead and tap it, like tap off the excess. This might not make any sense to you, but it's very, very important, because you don't want to go in immediately with a heavy hand when applying your eyeshadow, because it's gonna like apply too much and then you spend a lot of time trying to blend it out, and like it's just a lot of headache, you guys. I prefer to take my time in applying my eyeshadow than being in a rush and then ending up spending much more time in trying to fix the problem I caused for myself. So you want to cool down, you know, you just want to cool down when applying your eyeshadow. Don't be in a rush. So just, you know, pick up the eyeshadow, tap off the excess, and then gradually start building it up. And also when applying my shadow, especially for my transitional shades, as you all can see, I'm holding my brush almost to the very end. You can hardly even see the end of the brush. Like that is because I'm holding it right at the, you know, at the tip, at the end of the brush, because holding it this way helps you in not depositing a lot of, you know, shadows, and also it helps not to give you a harsh line, you know, on your crease, because when you hold it very close to the brush stick, it's going to give you a very harsh line, which is going to be very, very difficult for you to blend out. At first the shadow might not show, but it's all okay. You can, you know, that is when building up your shadows, you know, come into play, because you just need to build it as you apply. Blending colors also help a lot in making the other shadows you're going to apply later like flow and blend flawlessly. As you all can see, this right here already gave my eyes kind of a very nice, like subtle, soft flush of color. And also when I'm applying my eyeshadow, I always have two blending brushes. The first one, of course, I use it to apply whatever it is I want to apply, but then the second one, I always keep it clean. Like I don't apply any color to it, because this, the second brush helps a lot in going in and blending out, you know, whatever correction you need to blend out when you start building up your colors. These two brushes are my favorites when it comes to going into my crease, and this first one is the Zoeva 227 brush. Like as you all can see, this right here is kind of a tapered, like it has kind of a flat angle to it, yet it's very, very dense and fluffy. So it's not like your regular blending brush. It has kind of an angle, like as you all can see, it fits right into my crease, whereas if I go in with my blending brush into my crease, as you all can see, like it's already like overflowing, especially if you have a smaller lid. You know, if you use your blending brush to also apply your crease color, sometimes you notice that it overflows from your crease up to your brow bone. So in order to avoid that, I always love to go with this brush right here, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here. For the crease color, you want to go a little bit like darker than the first eyeshadow you already applied, which is your transitional color. So once you start with that nice, you know, skin tone color, you want to then move on to maybe 2 shades darker than the first transitional shade you applied. Just take your time, no need to rush. And also when blending out the crease color, some people like to go like back and forth, some people like to go in circular motion. So it all depends on which one you prefer. For me, I'm just used to going in back and forth, you know, swipe motion. Always remember to go in with your blending brush and just diffuse the colors. So using the same brush, I'm going to pick up a darker brown color, something 2 shades darker than this crease color we just applied, and it's gonna be this shadow right here. So you all can see it's kind of darker, like 2 shades darker than this crease color we just used. So I'm gonna go in with this one right here, pick it up, tap off the excess, then start applying it right on the crease too. So it all depends on you, you know, how many colors you want to use on your crease. But for me, I find out that using maybe 2 or 3 colors on the crease just helps a lot in giving that very nice, like, defined, diffused crease. Once I apply, I go in with my blending brush and blend. Now we're going to switch up our brushes to kind of a more like tapered, smaller brush. And as you all can see, these 3 brushes has, you know, the same thing in common. They are very, very precise. They are very, very tapered. And this right here is perfect for going into your outer V. This first one is the xoxo 231 soft petite brush. And then I have this one right here. And this one is the Juvia's Place J127 precision brush. And then this one is the Clarity E30 brush. Like, these 3 brushes right here are perfect for going into your outer V. Like, they perfectly deposit the color right on your outer V. Just the same, you know, eyeshadow. I'm going to pick it up. So we just applied this same eyeshadow on the crease, but then putting it on the outer V, you guys, you're going to notice that it will apply much more on the outer V. And that is because of the type of brush I used for my outer V. And sometimes when I'm blending it, I just take it a little bit, just a little bit into the crease. I love to go in and use the clean brush I told you guys about and just use it to blend all the shadows, you know, so you're not going to see any harsh line. I have 3 brushes right here, and these are kind of more on the flat side. As you all can see, like, they have kind of a flatness to them, you know. This is really, really perfect when you want to deposit eyeshadow on your lid, because it just helps to pack the eyeshadow, because when you're applying eyeshadow on your lid, you need it to be as vibrant as possible. This one is the xoxo 234 Luxe Smoky Shader, perfect for depositing your lid colors. Then I have this one right here, and it's from Ruby Kisses. This one is their concealer brush, but you can also use it to pack your eyeshadows on your lid. Like, this right here is my favorite when it comes to applying eyeshadow on my lid. I'm gonna go in with this shadow right here. It's kind of a frosty, like, shimmer shadow, and I'm gonna, you know, use the brush to pick it up and then deposit it on my lid. And because I have kind of a slight hooded eye, I love to take my eyeshadow a little bit like towards my crease. Okay, so now I'm gonna line my waterline, and then I'll apply eyeliner. And when I'm applying my liner, I love to look at the very, like, last line of my eyes. As you all can see, like, where my eyes, you know, like where the line of my eye stops, and then I love to draw out a line there and then connect it in. Depending on how you want your liner to come out. I always like a very long wing liner, as you all can see. I'm gonna apply my lashes. And then I'm going to apply mascara, and I love to just apply it right on my lashes. And this helps to blend your natural lashes and the falsies together. In smoking out my under lash line, I love to go in with a shadow that is a little bit dark. You know, I don't like using black eyeshadow on my under lash line because it makes my eyes appear so much, you know, smaller. So instead of using a black shadow, I love to go in with a brown eyeshadow. And I'm still going to go in with this brown shadow we used on the crease and also the outer V. I'm still going to go in with the same brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it to smoke out my under lash line. I also love to go in and apply mascara on my lower lashes. This simply helps to tie the whole look together. For me, I love to use kind of a cream silver eyeshadow on my inner tear dot. And And yeah, you guys, I believe that is it for today's video. As you also, applying your eyeshadow is not that big of a deal, but you know, you have to give it your time, you have to take time, you have to practice, because you know, practice makes perfect. I didn't learn all these tips and tricks I just shared with you guys in this video. I didn't learn it under one go, so you have to devote time to learn things when it comes to makeup. And even up till now, you guys, I still learn. One thing with makeup is there's always new tricks, new tips, new ways of doing things. Like almost every day there's always something new when it comes to makeup. So yeah, I hope you all found this video helpful, and please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy, and also don't forget to help me share it, because I know some people, you know, would like to see this video, because not everybody is a professional when it comes to applying makeup. So definitely help me share this video, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on your notifications. Until my next video, I will see you all very, very soon.